What's going on, everybody? This is your WOF Outlook and discussion for Tuesday, April 4th, 2023. And before we get into today's video, I hope everyone is doing well, remaining positive, and as always, staying blessed. All right, you guys, this morning we're taking a look at the water vapor imagery here, as today is the big day of this severe weather outbreak again here across the central United States. I can't stress enough that please, we will have to be keeping a very close eye on the sky, particularly later this afternoon into the evening and especially during the overnight hours. But as you can see, we have our system here spinning across the Rockies here and funneling in all of this moisture within that southwest flow here across Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas. But once that low level jet gets to really cranking later on today, that's going to really start to set the stage for these storms later on today and into tonight, you guys. And what this is about to do is segue us right on into convective outlook day one today, which the Storm Prediction Center now has included the mid-south here across parts of Arkansas, southern Missouri, and extreme southeast Oklahoma is now under the moderate risk of severe weather for today, you guys. But we're going to take a look at this northern moderate risk area first. And as you can see, Cedar Rapids is still within that moderate risk area. Burlington. Let's get a little bit closer. Y'all know I butchered names, so we're going to try to go with it. We got Clinton here. We got Marshalltown, which is Manchester, Waterloo. All these areas are in a moderate, Fort Madison. All these areas are in a moderate risk for severe weather today across parts of Iowa, Illinois, and extreme northeast Missouri. This is a level 4 moderate risk issued by the Storm Prediction Center. You guys, we have to be very aware of this situation because, as we know from last Friday, that Mother Nature does not play with us, and I am assured that we will have some tornadoes on the ground today. We just don't know exactly where. We can't pinpoint the exact location, but we do know that there's going to be some tornadoes on the ground, so everyone needs to be aware. We do have the enhanced risk that does include Peoria, Springfield, St. Louis, Columbia, Des Moines. Let's go. Rolla, Clinton, Macon. All these areas could be under, I'm not going to say could be, are under an enhanced risk of severe weather today. So you have to be very close, pay attention for all hazards, large hail, strong damaging winds, and significant EF2 plus tornadoes. You have Chicago and the slight risk, which goes as far. That slight risk extends almost to near Green Bay in Wisconsin, you guys. You have, let's see, Stevens Point in Wisconsin, Mason City in Iowa, Fort Dodge in Iowa. As we go down to Kansas City, Tulsa, Oklahoma, all these areas are under a slight risk, you guys. So you still, if you're in the green, the yellow, the orange, and the red, just be on the lookout. Now, you guys, let's go to the southern extent moderate risk area, which does include basically just about the Fort Smith, Arkansas area, just to the west of Little Rock, Russellville, Mena, the Queen. Let's see, Harrison, just to the east of Fayetteville, extending on into parts of southern Missouri near West Plains, Brinson, Cabul, Springfield, Lebanon. All these areas are under the moderate risk, the severe risks that could produce massive tornadoes, you guys. Some dangerous and violent tornadoes could be ongoing in this area later on, well, particularly during the overnight hours here across the southern extent of this watch. And as you can see, the enhanced risk does include the Little Rock, Arkansas area, you guys, Texarkana, extending into just about near Tyler, Texas, Paris, Texas. You guys, they are all under the enhanced risk. You have Dallas under the slight risk. You have Waco. The slight risk actually extends all the way down to Austin, Belton. What was the other city? Bring it back up. You got Killeen. Then we have the Shreveport is also in the slight risk, you guys. And the slight risk is just to the west of Memphis. Memphis is in the marginal risk, you guys. But I'm sure as all of this activity shifts to the east, overnight and into this is Tuesday, Wednesday, you guys. That's when Memphis will probably be under the threat for some severe weather. You have Indianapolis also under a marginal risk. The marginal risk go to about Detroit, Green Bay, Minneapolis, just to about the, let's see. Yes, Minneapolis is under the marginal risk. So this is yet again, you guys, going to be a big system. I want to give you some of the cities that's going to be impacted. Now let's take a look at the categories, you guys. Tornadoes. You can see we do have the 15% up here on the northern extent of it, and we also have the 15% risk here at the southern extent, which, like I say, you guys, the southern extent is going to get active later on tonight. So if you go throughout the whole day without too much activity on the southern extent, don't be like, oh man, the Storm Prediction Center said we was under a moderate risk of severe weather and nothing happened. This is going to be a system that's going to most likely start to crank up during the overnight hours when you're asleep. So you guys, please be weather aware. If you don't have a weather radio, just find some type of way to be able to get some type of alerts while you sleep. I don't know how, but I'm sure there's a way. But you guys, let's go ahead and let's get a little bit closer in. As you can see, these same cities are under that strong tornado risk. Have to be on the lookout. You guys, let's check for the hail probabilities. You can see up near the low pressure point, the hail is going to be the most significant, 30%, 15% Chicago, extending all the way down to the Dallas, Austin area. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 15% hail probabilities. Wind probabilities, as you can see up here from Arkansas, extending all the way up into southern Wisconsin, 30% chance of some good significant winds here. 15% extending all the way down into the Austin area, Chicago. As we check for significant tornadoes, yes, we do have a hatch area here from northeast Texas extending across Arkansas into Missouri here for significant tornadoes. EF2 plus long track tornadoes will be a possibility here. And as I said, this southern extent, more of an overnight event. This northern extent is going to start towards late afternoon and evening, heading into the nighttime hours, you guys. But we will take a look at the HRRR to see how these storms evolve. Significant hail threat. Oh man, this extends all the way from central Texas, east central Texas, all the way up into the Chicago area and parts of southern Wisconsin, Kansas City, eastern Oklahoma. Significant hail up to 2 inches in diameter or higher or bigger is possible. As of right now, no significant wind event, but I promise you it's going to be windy. So have all stuff that could be easily blown around. Please have that secured, you guys. Now, as we take a look at the HRRR to see how these storms are going to materialize, we're going to start at about 5 o'clock, you guys, because I promise you nothing else is really not going to be going on besides the big winter mess that the storm is producing on its north side. But on the southern side, by 5 p.m., you can see we have a small little cell here, shower thunderstorm starting to possibly develop between Des Moines and Cedar Rapids here. But other than that, as I said, it's pretty quiet. And this is 5 p.m. As we move to 6 p.m., blossoming. Look here, we're going to focus on the northern extent, you guys, since that's going to be the most active to start out. By 6 p.m., you can see here, just north of Des Moines, Iowa. Look at these cells starting to develop. These cells could produce all hazards, large hail, strong damaging winds, even significant tornadoes. These are your possible supercells that could be starting to form here late afternoon into the early evening. As we move on to 7 o'clock, look at how this starts to explode, you guys, here across Iowa. Just to the east of Cedar Rapids, starting to head into Illinois. Look at this line starting to form just to the west of Des Moines, which should come blasting through them. Going to be an ugly afternoon and evening here across Iowa, Illinois. Even parts of southern Wisconsin have to watch out for some strong cells capable of producing all hazards. Even here in parts of this extreme southeast corner of Minnesota, have to be on the lookout, you guys. 8 p.m., let's take a look down here in the south area across Arkansas. Just a few showers popping up, you guys. Nothing too heavy. Let's continue to focus on the northern extent. 9, 10 o'clock, you guys. Let's check and see. You can see we have some showers here from across southern Wisconsin, extending into Iowa here. Still Des Moines, Iowa. Heavy showers and thunderstorms. This line of storms here could have all hazards embedded within it here. This is about 10 o'clock. Now, as we go down, you can see 10 o'clock at night when everyone's starting to go to bed, go to sleep, everyone. You can see the cells are starting to pop up here across eastern Oklahoma, southern Missouri, north central Arkansas. These cells will have the capability of producing all hazards, including the strong EF2 plus tornadoes. We have to be on the lookout. All right, you guys, we're going to speed this up some 1 a.m. Look at how these storms are really starting to get going here across Missouri. You guys, the Kansas City area, moving through Kansas City. But look at these cells here across northern Arkansas, southern Missouri. There we go, capable of producing all hazards here. Even look at these cells here in parts of eastern Missouri, just east of Columbia. This is what you guys, this is 1 in the morning. Everyone is going to be asleep, and these storms could be producing some very significant severe weather. So please, if you don't have a weather radio, please just have some way of being aware of this severe weather. And as we go to 3 a.m., you can see these cells are starting to move into eastern southeastern Missouri near the Boot Hill, and we still have the moderate risk going on pretty strong here at even 3 a.m. during the overnight hours. As we move on to 5 a.m., you can see the line is starting to approach the Chicago area here. The storms will be starting to approach the Chicago area real soon. We go further south into southern Illinois. Heavy rain, heavy thunderstorms, embedded strong cells. Look here across this area, the moderate risk. We're basically at 5 a.m. on Wednesday morning, about to cross into the next convective day outlook when all of this is starting to blossom here across Texas and Arkansas. And here's what we're about to do. 7 o'clock, you guys. This is Wednesday morning. As you can see, all of this is now starting to move into convective outlook day 2, which is we about to segue right on into, as you see here, 7 a.m. East Texas, Arkansas, Little Rock, heavy rains for the morning commute, extending into parts of southern Missouri still. Look at Indiana near Indianapolis. Those storms will be starting to approach that area. So what that's going to do is help us go on into convective outlook day 2, where the Storm Prediction Center does have us with an enhanced risk here across parts of the Ohio Valley here. And what we're going to do, I want to back up the model so we could, what we're going to do, I'm going to take the model off real quick, and we're going to come right back to it, you guys, but because I want to show you this. The Storm Prediction Center has now come out with an enhanced risk of severe weather here from Memphis on north here, all the way up into parts of Michigan here. So this is going to be, oh, this is crazy, you guys. All of Indiana, Ohio, as I say, just about all of Michigan here, all under an enhanced risk of severe weather. Let's check out these cities here. In parts of Michigan, you have Midland, Flint, Grand Rapids, Detroit. Let's see what other cities we have. We have Hart, Cadillac, Gladwin, Bad Axe. All these areas in Michigan will be under an enhanced risk of severe weather for tomorrow. As we head on down into parts of Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, Bloomington, Jasper, Charlestown, all these areas, enhanced risks in Ohio, Columbia, Canton, Parksburg, Cincinnati, Dayton, Sydney, Lima, Mansfield, all these areas, enhanced risk of severe weather. We extend on down into Kentucky. You have Bowling Green, Winchester. All these areas under an enhanced risk. Mayfield, Murray. Extending on into Tennessee, Nashville, Jackson, Memphis. All under an enhanced risk here across parts of Northeast Arkansas, Jonesboro. What that is, Poplar Bluff in Southeast Missouri, enhanced risk. Even here across parts of eastern Illinois, Chicago, under the enhanced risk, which that'll mainly be for the storms that'll be passing through early in the morning, overnight, early in the morning for the Chicago area. And as you can see, we have the slight risk extend well down into here again across parts of East Texas, you guys. So yet again, the day after the main event is going to still fold over and produce some severe weather, you guys. And I'm going to bring the HRRR back up. And we're going to take it right on out to as far as it can go, you guys. Let's see. All right, we was at 7 a.m. where we left off, and as you can see here across Indianapolis, along in that enhanced risk, these storms could be capable of producing all hazards. Look at the line across Arkansas and Texas, starting to move to the east as we go on to about 10 a.m., you guys. Look here up in north here. Across Illinois, strong storms, all hazards possible, across Ohio, and even extending on down into the south here, the lower Mississippi Valley. As we move on to about 12 p.m., you guys, as you can see here, across the enhanced risk area, look at Chicago, you guys. They're going to get that first batch during the morning hours. Then in the afternoon, we can see another round of some heavy rain. Some heavy showers, thunderstorms capable of producing all hazards there in the Chicago area. And as we move on to about 2 p.m., you guys, you can see here, as we continue to move along, look at the Detroit. This line will start to come blasting through Detroit. Approaching Columbus, Ohio, Cincinnati. Look at Indiana. Gonna have another line of heavy showers and thunderstorms capable of producing all hazards, extending southwest into Illinois, going on, continuing on down into Arkansas, North Louisiana. But we're not expecting too much of the severe threat here across Texas and Louisiana, because more of the dynamics is going to be further to the north here from Memphis on northward to see the real bad, severe weather for you guys for Wednesday. As we move on to about 4 p.m., you can see we have some of these showers still ongoing here across parts of the Ohio Valley into parts of the Ohio. As you can see, starting to approach Buffalo, New York, and Pennsylvania. Indianapolis, here we go, 4 p.m. Another nasty line of storms moving through y'all area. Louisville, Kentucky, here we go. Some cells capable of producing all hazards. Starting to enter the Memphis area around a peak popular time between 5 and 7 p.m. That's your Memphis area time. Just to the east of Little Rock, extending on into North Louisiana. Here goes some strong cells, even extending all the way down to near the Houston area. But the main threat for all strong hazards will be to the north, you guys. And as we move on to about 7 p.m., here we go, you guys, across all of Ohio, Central Ohio, extending across Kentucky, the Memphis area, on down until now getting into northern Mississippi, north central Louisiana, the Houston area. Showers and thunderstorms. As you can see, this northern area starts to move out east. This southern area is slow to move because this front is going to stall out across the southern U.S., and that's going to set up you guys for a nasty, wet end of the week into the weekend for parts of the mid-south and the mid and deep south, you guys. So we will be paying attention to that to see where that front stalls out at and who will get some of that, who will get the heaviest of that rain. Now, you guys, I'm gonna take the HRRR off, you guys, and I want to take a quick look. I wanted to do this before I brought the HRRR back on. I'm gonna take a look at the probability here. Sorry, I'm doing this afterwards, but a 10% chance of tornadoes here across the Chicago area, northern Indiana, Ohio, and just about all of Michigan for this event on Wednesday, you guys. 5% extend down to Memphis. The 2% extends to northern Louisiana. We look at the hail probability, a 30% chance of some good-sized hail here across Chicago, Michigan, and Indiana. We do have a threat for some nice sized hail all the way down into parts of Louisiana and East Texas. We go down to the wind probability, going to be a nice little wind event here from Memphis on up into parts of Ohio, Akron, Ohio, you guys. And there could be some nice wind gusts all the way extending to near the Houston area. They are under a 5% chance for some strong winds. We do have a significant hatch tornado area, you guys, for the Chicago area. We're going to zoom in on this. Chicago, Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, Detroit. Almost all of Michigan is in a risk for a significant tornado, EF2R plus, for tomorrow, you guys. So that is something we will keep an eye on. Significant hail threat, Chicago, Michigan, Indianapolis, yet again. We have to be on the lookout for that. Nothing on the southern extent, you guys. significant wind event, no significant wind. So it's really going to be the tornado and hail, you guys. So that's going to be it for this one, you guys. I know it was a kind of drawn out here, but we got through it from the day one. Looking at day one's moderate risk here. If you're in the moderate risk, please be very much weather aware. If you haven't done so yet, please be sure to share, like, and subscribe. As the Storm Prediction Center comes out with the updates, I have them posted quickly here at your Weather on the Fly's community section in Shorts tab. As I said, this northern extent is going to get going here around the late afternoon, evening going into the overnight hours, and the southern extent is going to be the overnight moving into the early morning hours on Wednesday. And then we do switch into convective outlook day 2, where that threat does shift to the east across the Ohio Valley. So everyone, please be safe, be careful, and I will come back tomorrow morning and we'll take a look at this convective outlook day 2 to see how these storms are going to continue to evolve across the Ohio Valley. Everyone be safe, be careful, and I'll talk to you all in the next one.